Pasig City Mayor Vico Soto announced that he has ordered 400,000 doses of the vaccine worth 100 million pesos. This is to augment what the LGU will receive from the health department. But Soto says they are open to buying more from other manufacturers as opportunities arise. Iloilo City has likewise signed advance purchase deals with a British pharmaceutical firm. Mayor Jerry Treñas announced that they've ordered 600,000 doses, which will cover 300,000 residents of the city. Meanwhile, Ormoc City Mayor Richard Gomez announced that they might roll out the vaccination program as early as July this year. This after the LGU signed deals to procure 270,000 doses of the AstraZeneca vaccine. Infectious disease expert Dr. Edsel Salvana allays public fear that the new COVID-19 variant may lead to false negative results based on a report by the US FDA. Salvana explains that only specific PCR tests may not detect the new variant, as these tests examine different types of genes. He notes, however, that most of the PCR tests in the country are still capable of detecting the new variant. Salvana advises the public, though, to remain cautious because there is still a possibility that the new strain has already reached our shores.
Yung S, ibig sabihin ng spike protein na kung nasaan yung mutation nitong bagong variants, hindi natin ginagamit yon sa pag-test natin ng RT-PCR. So most of the tests dito sa Pilipinas, hindi naman po maapektuhan.
Pope Francis has signed up for COVID-19 vaccination and might receive his shot as early as next week. The Vatican is set to launch its own mass vaccination program for its 450 residents, including the 84-year-old pontiff. Pope Francis urged everyone who has access to the vaccine to also get a shot to protect not just themselves, but others as well. He also downplayed vaccine fears, implying that doctors would not recommend the shots if these pose dangers to the recipients.
Io credo che eticamente tutti devono prendere il vaccino. Non è una opzione, ma che mi sembra, che non mi sembra, no, è un'opzione etica, perché ti giochi tu la salute, ti giochi la vita, ma anche giochi la vita degli altri.
We'll be back with more stories after this quick break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Charles Lejano. You're looking at live pictures from the Senate, where the Committee of the Whole is set to start a hearing on the government's COVID-19 vaccination plans. National Task Force Chief Implementer Carlito Galvez Jr. and Health Secretary Francisco Duque III lead the list of officials who will face the discussion. Testing Czar Vince Dizon, along with DOST Secretary Fortunato de la Peña, Budget Secretary Wendell Abisado, and FDA Director General Eric Domingo will also join the hearing. Representatives from the Finance, Interior, and Foreign Affairs departments will also attend today's session, to be presided by Senate President Tito Soto. Stay tuned here on One News for the latest developments on this story. Meanwhile, more than 4,000 families are staying in evacuation centers in Negros Oriental due to the effects of the frontal system. To give us updates on today's weather, we have with us on the line Chris Perez from the Pag-asa Weather Forecasting Center. Chris, good morning. What is the latest on this frontal system?
Good morning. So far, it will continue to bring cloudy skies and scattered rain showers and thunderstorms over the Visayas area. Meanwhile, the intertropical convergence zone will also bring cloudy skies, scattered rain showers, and thunderstorms over Mindanao. Now, we are going to issue a weather advisory at 11 a.m. today. So we are warning residents to be alert against possible flash floods and landslides, especially over those areas who have been experiencing prolonged rain periods during the past few days. They are also advised to coordinate with their local government and disaster risk reduction managers for disaster mitigation and preparation program. So far, we're not expecting any tropical cyclone to affect the country today and until the next 3 days.
All right, Chris, it was a bit chilly this morning. Could you give us the latest on the northeast monsoon or the hanging amihan?
Well, the monsoon will continue to bring cloudy skies and light rains over the Cagayan Valley, Cordillera Administrative Region, and the provinces of Aurora and Quezon and Obal Bicol region. Moreover, most areas over Luzon will continue to experience colder early morning temperatures, as we have recorded a very low temperature over Metro Manila for today. It's around 21.8 or 21.6 degrees Celsius this early morning, and we are expecting that not only Metro Manila but most parts of Luzon will continue to experience colder early morning temperatures during the amihan season. So that is up until February, first or second week of February.
All right, thanks for that, Chris. That was Pag-asa weather forecaster Chris Perez. After the violent Capitol siege, calls for resignation being blocked from social media, U.S. President Donald Trump is now down to his last days in the White House. Let's find out how he's beginning his final week with this report by Bloomberg Daybreak Australia.
Well, it sounds like President Donald Trump will do some presidenting in his final week. We have it on pretty good authority that he'll go to the U.S.-Mexico border on Tuesday to take a look at the border wall that he has been his sort of signature move over the past 4 or 5 years. Of course, the whole wall wasn't built, but he's going to go and take a look at some of the about 400 miles that was built during his term. It sounds like President Trump is fairly confident that he's not going to be impeached or removed from office in the next 10 days, and that he's really planning to possibly put out some more executive orders. He's certainly been actively looking at things he could do about China, and basically taking his presidency right to the final minutes.
And Rose, while we continue to hear that the Democratic leadership is still working on new articles of impeachment, we have seen social media taking their own action. Some would say fairly belatedly, given that there is just a week left of this presidency, but taking this action against the president.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, many critics of President Trump have said that banning him from Twitter was long overdue. But even certain Republicans like Senator Pat Toomey of Pennsylvania, who's become a belated sort of strident Trump critic just in the past week or two, made some comments today that even though he believes that Trump should leave office, that nobody could have known that the kind of violent events that happened last week would happen based on 4 years of President Trump's Twitter feed. So there's a lot of kind of back and forth about exactly when something should have been done and what led to what, and if there's a real kind of paper trail there on the tweets to really suggest that Trump should have been banned earlier. But he's gone now. Certainly some Republican loyalists to him believe that's the wrong move, but that's what we've got for now.
In the meantime, Ross, markets, of course, watching very closely what will happen to another stimulus package, especially when it comes to those stimulus measures and checks, direct payments to the public. What can we expect?
Yes, well, Democrats are now, of course, in the majority in the Senate once the new Georgia senators sworn in. We don't know how it's going to go. We did hear again today from Senator Joe Manchin from West Virginia. He's a centrist Democrat, and he's been really on the fence about whether the stimulus check should be raised to $2,000 or not. He said again today it's not a yes or no answer. He prefers that the aid be targeted more to people who are actually unemployed than just blanket checks. So people like Joe Manchin are going to need to be persuaded by Joe Biden and the Democratic leadership. I think we don't know how that's going to end, but certainly there'll be a lot of pressure to go ahead with those checks, especially considering how weak the economy has looked over the past several months.
For more updates, visit News 5, the Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. And you can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime and anywhere. I'm Charles Lejano. We are One News.